even though not exactly great news, but you know, some progress has been made on the gun control front, which is not great. But of course, everyone's doing touchdown celebrations. Like New York Times Daily had Chris Murphy on. You know, John Cornyn finally fucking came to his senses as a senator from Texas to be like, hey, yeah, I guess we do need like a little bit of gun control. What the fuck are we doing? But ultimately, it's not going to be anything, and I'll describe to you exactly why it doesn't really fucking mean anything, because even the red flag laws that they're supposedly pushing for is not really the red flag laws, but instead urging states to do red flag laws. No control at the federal level whatsoever, no control for gun control at the federal level whatsoever, and urging states to fucking do red flag laws by just simply offering them money. Every single fucking advantage in this congressional package is voluntary, and even then, you can still probably see some of those 10 Republicans that signed off on it decide that they no longer want to sign off on it. Nothing is final yet. Hopefully they do end up going along with this, but let's take a look. Congress is moving forward on gun safety legislation with a focus on mental health and also hardening our schools as targets. Hardening the targets that are our schools. Such a weird fucking thing to say. Like, it's just such a weird admission when you say schools need to be hardened targets. Oh, this is how you going to do Fiona like this, by the way. Yeah. It's like, why are you calling a school a target to begin with, dog? That's so crazy. Half measures on gun control are just counterproductive because as soon as the next mass shooting comes along, right, we'll see gun control doesn't work, so let's not do it at all. It's just so stupid.
Pressure to see action on guns, lawmakers on Capitol Hill have come to an agreement on a framework for gun legislation. Our political correspondent Lisa Desjardins is here with the details. Lisa, welcome. Hi. So there does seem to be the outline of a deal. Tell us what's in this.
There is a framework. 20 senators, including notably 10 Republicans, have signed on, as we reported yesterday. Let's talk about what's in this with a little.
Would you trust this degenerate with your child? Never. No. Nope. Disgusting and vile filth. Wow, look at that. Trump 2024, not too fond of Christian Walker, I think. But don't worry, listen, like, once they find out, he's one of the good ones, brother. Like, they'll start saying that shit, you know what I mean? Friendly fire. Oh no, friendly fire. Got a buddy fucker here, Blue Falcon. Yeah. They don't know. They don't know that he is, like, incredibly bigoted. You know what I'm saying? Like, but once they find out exactly how fucking bigoted he is, you know, they'll like him. They just need to get to know exactly. Buddy fucker, huh? Yeah, that's what it's called. Or a Blue Falcon, right? Isn't that the military term for people who kill, for homies who kill other homies? Blue Falcon, buddy fucker. He was pretty respectful on your stream. He 100% was not, dude. What are you talking about? You think Christian Walker is good faith? I feel like he's playing a character. I feel like he's playing a good character too. Yeah, Blue Falcon is when you're a buddy fucker who either like snitches on other officials, who snitches on other fucking people in the military, or who like fucks them over, steals their shit, that kind of thing. Anyway, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this.
A little bit more depth. First of all, let's talk about the gun portions of this bill. In this bill, there would be a statement. There's a statement to encourage state red flag laws. Currently, 19 states and the District of Columbia have those laws. Senators would like to see them in most states. They also would they would close what's called the boyfriend loophole. That is a situation where now if someone is found convicted of domestic violence but is not married to the person they have abused, they could still continue to own a firearm. This would change that for any kind of domestic abuse allegation like that. Then also there would be deeper background checks for those who are 18 to 21 years old in buying assault-style weapons. Notably, I think many of our viewers will recognize there is not a change in the age limit to buy those kinds of weapons, but instead what these senators would like to do is to make available, in fact require that records, criminal juvenile records, mental health records for juveniles be included in that background search, which is not happening now. That's one portion. The other portion of this bill deals with mental health and larger kind of societal problems that might lead to some of the people that commit this kind of violence. Let's talk about those portions of this bill. In the framework, a major investment in mental health and suicide prevention across this country. Something notable, this bill aims to expand, or this framework, 24/7 community mental health centers across the country, increase access to mental health care. Also, specifically mental health care and trauma counseling in schools, and it would also add a large boost of school safety funding. Now, we don't have details on this. That's why it's a framework. It's not a bill yet. We're going to pay close attention. But why so much emphasis on things like mental health? Not only because it's a bipartisan issue that most Americans agree on, but also because of the players here.
Bro, America is so fucked up that, like, dude, oh my God, I just figured it out. Oh my God, are you ready for this? The only way to get Medicare for all in this fucking country is by shooting everyone with a gun. Because ultimately they'll be like, well, this is an access to safety. This is an access to fucking, healthcare problem now because, like, guns, we can't stop, right? So, oh my God. The plan is simple. We give every single baby an AR-15. We give every single adult an AR-15, maybe also a bazooka. Okay? We start urging everyone to do mass shootings. Okay? Hear me out. People start shooting each other all the time. Now, obviously, people are not very good at aiming regardless. So, there's now an epidemic of gunshot wounds in the country. Then, Republicans are, of course, not going to solve the gun violence problem because they absolutely love gun violence. They love guns. They need to make sure that they defend guns. So they have no other option but to advocate for Medicare for all. Oh my God. That's it. That's the perfect solution. That is the perfect solution. And also, it doesn't matter what I say. That's where we're going towards anyway, motherfucker. Next time there's another school shooting, you're going to see them advocate to give babies guns, okay? We need to give kindergartners weapons of mass destruction because there's no other way to fucking defend themselves, okay? So, just wait. Oh, we gave the teachers guns, and that didn't work out too well because now teachers are becoming mass shooters at the workplace. So now we need to give the students guns too. Yes, kindergartens is going to become a reality, okay? I'm just saying, fear not, boys. Look, in the aftermath of Uvalde and numerous other fucking mass shootings, finally Congress is like giving a crumb of money to mental health counseling, especially in schools and whatnot. Why? Because they want to deflect away from the fucking they want to deflect away from the real problem. The main problem is guns, right? So, the only way is to accelerate. This is what all the fucking Marxist-Leninists were talking about when they were saying Vanguard Party, like revolution, proletarian violence is a necessity. Like this is what they were talking about. Okay? What they meant is like, we are going to shoot every single person, okay? Like every single person is going to shoot one another. So then they're going to have to go to the hospital. And everyone's going to have medical bankruptcy and incredible, like saddled with incredible amounts of medical debt from all the gunshot wounds they have, right? So the only way to solve that problem is by Medicare for all.
Kirsten Sinema, she is one of the core four who's helping usher this through. Her first job.
Oh, dude, this is one of the best parts. Kirsten Sinema was like, oh, there's a bipartisan deal happening. Let me call up Chris Murphy. She's a part of this too. That's all you need to know, dog. God, I fucking hate her so much. I hate her so much. She has stood in opposition in front of progress so many fucking times, dude. What a careerist dog she is. Oh my fucking God. I hate her as much as I hate the top of the hour ad break. That comes at 12:11 sometimes rather than exactly at the top of the hour because I forgot to run it at 12. But then I tell you, there is a way to avoid. You can't avoid Kristen Sinema. She comes for you regardless because unfortunately, you know, that's just the way that our politics are designed. But you can avoid the top of the hour ad break by subscribing for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime, or by getting gifted a sub if you're lucky. If you want an uninterrupted ad-free broadcasting experience, that's how you got to do it. Twitch Prime is free as long as you have an Amazon Prime connected to your Twitch account. So here's your 1 minute ad break now. Lauren Boebert was an escort? No shot. Lauren Boebert was an unlicensed paid escort with SugarDaddyMeat.com and had 2 abortions. Boebert met Senator Ted Cruz in Aspen through a Koch family member escort client. Yeah, I don't believe that. This seems like, bro, this literally seems like just like, you know, liberal schizo. It's like Midas touch style shit, okay? I mean, it's awesome. Like, I want to believe it, but like, I don't. You know what I mean?
A social worker in schools, and she still teaches social work. So she's someone who's really pushing for these mental health ideas. Also, 2 important figures, Roy Blunt, a Republican who has signed on to this framework, and Debbie Stabenow. It's their mental health framework that really, it looks like they've been preparing for years, and now it's being adopted in this proposal.
So rather than a huge, ambitious approach, this has been described as a more pragmatic one. Help us understand why that is.
Something that is helping these senators reach consensus is the fact that they're looking at the profile of a certain kind of American who has been committing some of this most reprehensible violence, young men. And when you look at the data, in fact, we looked at some of it today, you see why senators have their attention on that profile. You look at 18 to 21-year-old perpetrators of gun violence, according to the violence.
I mean, how is this any different than fucking guns don't kill people, people kill people? Like, you've accepted your enemy's framework. I mean, you're literally... God damn it, I fucking hate liberals so much, dude. What are there, no young men in fucking the UK? Huh? Is that what you think? You think the Oi Profs don't have their own fucking issues, mate? You think they don't have fucking roadmen? You think they don't have fucking problems, yeah? Is that what you think? Or you think like, or maybe they have the same level of mental health problems, okay? They watch the same shit that we do, so it's not the fucking media. And they just have one fundamental difference, which is finding a fucking gun and purchasing it and using it, okay? They have stabbings and they ID people who buy knives. Exactly. But hey, guess what, dude? You can't fucking stab and kill successfully like 30 people, dog. If you want to fucking eliminate mass shootings, yeah, that's one thing you can do. I don't understand why people like think that that's an own whenever they go, oi, bro, well, we got fucking stabbings, yeah? Yeah, I know, dude. I know. It's you know, unfortunately, it's a far more preferable situation than like mass shootings, okay? The U.S. has a higher stab rate per capita than countries like the UK, idiots. We don't. We identify by the term lads. Conservatives say, I'd rather be shot than stabbed. Well, I don't care what conservatives have to say about this because they're fucking stupid. Oi, bruv, we get glassed at the pub too, yeah? What are you gonna do, mate? You gonna do fucking glass control, bruv? What's next? What's fucking next, yeah? Glass control? I'll fucking glass use. Does the B in LGBT stand for British? I'm new here. No, we decided the B in LGBT stands for fucking bald, okay? That's what the B stands for. We decided this yesterday. we decided to do bi erasure and add bald into the LGBT lexicon. Bald people get treated like villains in society unjustifiably, okay? And there's a lot of bald chasers out there who fetishize the bald. Not me, of course. Obviously, other people. And also, HRT for the bald, okay? Well, you know, not hormone replacement. Well, technically, yeah. HRT for the bald, literally not covered. It is not covered by your insurance. Did you guys know that? It is fucked up. That, like, it's very difficult to get my gender-affirming hormone therapy for being bald, okay? Because I'm ABAB, assigned bald at birth. And I can't get fucking gender-affirming therapy hormones that is covered by my insurance. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. My mom is actually a nasty bald fetishist. Oh my God. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. The only balds that are allowed to be vilified are cop thumbs. Yeah, but that's different. That's a genetic predisposition. Yeah, see? I mean, I retweeted this as well. This is something I talk about regularly. Cis people get more gender-affirming surgery than trans people do. Yeah. True. Which, of course, dovetails perfectly into, like, Elon Musk defending... attacking trans people again, and also personally fucking... I don't know, defending like the libs of TikTok account or whatever because he's a psycho. We'll get to that in a little bit though. Let's finish this. Let's finish the gun violence part of the proportion of the broadcast. We prefer the term post hair to bald. How is a hair transplant gender affirming? I don't support Elon, by the way. Don't get on my ass. How is a hair transplant gender affirming? What the fuck do you think? What do you think TRT is? What do you think me taking fucking... Like, I'm literally taking prostate medication called Propecia, specifically so my DHT levels are reduced, lowered, okay? So that my hair follicles don't close up. That is the medical process for it. It is nearly identical... Almost nearly identical. Like, it's just, that's just what it is. It's just, I want to look a certain way. And I am taking hormones for it. Joe Rogan, who is a bald, okay, straight up does the opposite of that, where he takes TRT. That's gender affirming hormone therapy. Testosterone replacement therapy. It's not for your gender, though. It's gender affirming. People get breast implants, you know what I mean? People get rhinoplasties to look a certain way, to fit a certain mold. They want to maybe look more feminine. If they feel like they have a more masculine feature, they want to look more fucking feminine. That is still moving along with your gender expression. These people are being deliberately obtuse. Ignore them. Yeah, no, straight up. Surgery for gynecomastia. That's still gender affirming. Birth control could be considered in a similar way. People take hormones all the fucking time. Gender affirming does not mean you have to be trans. You can be assigned male at birth and do more male shit. You can be assigned female at birth and do more feminine shit, female shit, fem shit, okay? You're a homo, says nun lover. It's not what your mom was saying last night. Anyway. Not even, he didn't even say homo. He said hormo. Oh my God. Most recent HRC tweet was followed up by a reply that basically just showed he's still sort of homophobic. I don't remember the phrasing, but it was essentially, what do you do in your own personal life is none of our business. And it's like, okay, sure, but that's giving don't ask, don't tell vibes.
Project. That accounts for 2/3 of the largest mass shootings since 2018. If you look more broadly, this according to the Giffords Law Center to Prevent Gun Violence, they are responsible for 17% of all homicides. So it's helping that senators can aim.
I thought you were with the surgeon. Yes, I didn't want to say this, but me and the U.S. Surgeon General double teamed your mom last night. Yes. And the weird thing is, he didn't take off the fucking fit, okay? It's wild. He didn't take it off, okay? To be fair, though, your mom was like, please don't take off your military gear. Yeah, Vivek. He said, I'll show you my Surgeon General. Never inviting you back. Why did you meet the U.S. Surgeon General? He a fan? I don't think he is personally a fan, but I think there are fans in his team, and that's the reason why they wanted me to be there. I forgot to mention that, by the way. It was a very interesting experience because, like the people on his team were, like, actually fans. There was one guy that was definitely, like, straight up. I don't even know if he's in here right now. He says he watched me every day. He made, like, references to Grimes, the Bernie cutout, and numerous other things. So I was like, okay, this dude definitely is, like, actually watching. Which is always strange to see when someone is, like, in D.C., and they actually watch me. I know there's people that work in DC that watch me and know my disdain for DC. So when they approach me, they're like, listen, I know you fucking hate, like, you know, the suit and tie DC crowd, but, you know, I am still a fan. Like, I have actually like staffers and shit that watch me, which is always wild. So yeah, people who wear lanyards on a daily basis. Dude, there was one guy in the Surgeon General's team that just straight up looked like a Veep extra, okay? Like, I'm not even kidding. He literally just looked like Greg from Succession, which also fits perfectly in a Veep scenario. Like, he just literally, I don't know what it is. On is big with the badge swipe crowd. I don't know, but anyway, regardless, so we went there and, like, they called me out in front of the entire group. They were like, Hasan is here. He's one of the biggest voices on the left. Like, he's one of the biggest voices in general in politics right now. We have such a hard time accessing the youth, and he actually is, like, legitimately directly talking to them on a daily basis. Way bigger than the way that, like, news media can approach the youth, and it was very awkward. It was very awkward, for sure. Like, being there and getting hyped up by Vivek Murphy's team, but it was interesting. Actual CIA agent, yes. And one of the things that, I mean, there were a lot of people in the crowd that were asking him questions, and like they brought up some really interesting ones. One of the questions was about like, why can't we do a Surgeon General warning on social media? And in my mind, I was thinking about how like, yeah, you know who did actually do that? China. Anyway, you know, controlling how much of the youth spend time on the internet is unironically a Chinese policy. So there was that. That's what I was thinking of. But then when they finally were like, when, you know, they wanted me to ask a question to the Surgeon General, I straight up said, like, look, I do talk to a lot of people with mental illness on a daily basis. This is, you know, you're right. Your identification of the problem, your root cause of the problem are actually correct. And that, yes, isolation and alienation is a huge problem even before the pandemic, but the pandemic certainly accelerated that and made it a lot worse, right? In very formative years that people had in their lives, like certainly. But one of the most significant problems that I encounter is not necessarily the stigma of seeking help when you have an identifiable mental illness, but it's actually access to mental health counseling. Like access to it is the main hurdle, and it's not going to happen until like there are some solutions that offer material restitution that actually make it so that it's free at the point of entry. You know, and I talked about that because I was like, look, there aren't that many people in my community, at the very least, that like have stigmatized getting treatment for mental illness or mental health complications. But one of the number one things that people constantly complain about, understandably, and one of the main hurdles is finding affordable therapy, like free therapy, being able to pay for it. So I brought that up, but there was obviously no solutions, especially from the Surgeon General on that front, because he's the Surgeon General. So yeah, but the 988 thing is pretty good. Youth Slaw, I'm 45, my son is 16, and introduced me to you, Hasan. Okay, well, I mean, for the most part, there are overwhelmingly young people in here. Okay. American Muckrackers Pack does not mess around. Wait, is this for real, dude? I don't believe this is real, dude. I have a hard time believing that this is real. I'm 23. My dad knows about you because you're always playing on my TV and monitor whenever he's around. I read that 988 has full funding in only like 6 states. Yeah. Who's the oldest viewer here? Please reveal yourself. 988 is like 911. 988 is like 911, but for mental health. Like if you're having like a mental health problem, like if you're having a mental health crisis, you call 988. And unfortunately, it doesn't actually work in a lot of states, but they're trying to get more funding for it. Anyway, oh my God, I cannot fucking finish this goddamn video. Holy shit.
This conversation in a focused way at one particular kind of perpetrator that we know is responsible for an outsized amounts of gun violence.
So we know a lot of people are waiting to see what they do. Lisa, what about the timing? What happens next and when?
This is the question we all have, of course. Because everyone knows the midterms are coming, the clock is not helpful to the U.S. Senate at this time. However, this is delicate. This is a difficult situation. They don't have legislative text yet. I'm going to show you what they do have. This background proposal we're talking about, if you take a look at what it actually looks like here, it's not a large document. There are just 300 words in it. We can scroll through it. That's it right now. This is what we're talking about, just 300 words. So what these senators still have to do is to write this into text. Essentially, Judy, think of it this way. If a group of people is trying to build a house together, they've agreed now on a photograph of a house. They have not decided things like how many bedrooms, how big should the bedrooms be, what kind of appliances in the kitchen, who should use them. Those are all difficult questions that can add to any problems in a deal. Most of the Senate wants a deal here, but they have to figure out those tough details.
Dude, 300 words is so funny. It's like when chatters say the classic copy pasta in the chat where they're like, oh no, I have a 300 word essay that's due tomorrow and I'm watching the stream like as a joke. But except this time it's like the most comprehensive legislation for gun control ever achieved by the Senate. I have a 300 word essay due tomorrow and I'm watching the stream instead. Like that, but this time they did that for legislation.
Details. I think where we're at is they're going to try to write this legislative text in the next 2 weeks. If they do it, it would be remarkable. Here's what Chuck Schumer says about where they're at.
For the first time in a long time, the Senate has a path forward on legislation that will save lives, reduce gun violence, and keep our communities safe. Make no mistake about it, we have a lot of work left to do before we actually pass a bill. But yesterday's announcement was a positive and necessary step in the right direction.
I can imagine viewers saying, we've heard this before. We've heard positive steps before. This is different in one way that we did not hear from Senator McConnell on this issue today. The fact that he's not saying anything is actually a reason for hope. He is not putting a hand on the scale yet. He is not against this. Everyone knows Republicans have been pretty quick in the past to say no to anything related to gun legislation. He's leaving an opening, but the main question, Judy, is the momentum that the Senate has now.
It's fucking cold in here, dude.
Will that keep up long enough for them to finish this deal? And that we don't know.
And when you say as long.
Now, let me tell you why this is bullshit, okay? Well, one, all the worst people are involved with it. But other than that, Chuck Schumer likes it. But other than that, Kristen Sinema likes it. But other than that, here's Senator John Cornyn, one of the most important figures, okay? One of the main people on the fucking Republican side. Senator John Cornyn of Texas. Okay? And here is what John Cornyn is promoting this bill with. John Cornyn is promoting the bill with like what it doesn't accomplish, okay? These are ideas we rejected in the bipartisan agreement on principles for gun-related legislation announced yesterday. Why? Because we knew that if they were included, the bill would not command the votes needed for passage. Okay. Ideas rejected in negotiation. Universal background checks. Assault weapons ban for 18 to 21-year-olds. Not even a full-blown assault weapon ban, but even for 18 to 21-year-olds. Mandatory waiting period for all gun sales. Why? Why do you need it immediately? What's wrong with you? 21-day waiting period for purchases of all firearms for 18 to 21-year-olds. Again, another these are all the good shit that John Cornyn is saying we luckily did not put in this bill. Remember, guys, they're not saying this is what's in the bill. He's proud of what's not in the bill, okay? He's like, oh, God forbid we put this shit in the bill, okay? This incredibly helpful shit in the bill, okay? Flexing bougie bussy. What? High capacity magazine ban, okay? Licensing requirement for purchasing an assault weapon. Dude, I love that. I mean, come on, dude. How are you gonna fucking not laugh at this, dude? How are you gonna look at this and be like, wow, thank God for progress, am I right? Unconstitutional mandatory safe storage requirements for all firearms in home. We do not have safe storage requirements because we've declared it to be unconstitutional, chat. For everyone in Europe, in the United States of America, you could say something is unconstitutional, and it doesn't matter how fucking psychotic it is, okay? There is no part of the Constitution that thinks mandatory safe storage requirements is unconstitutional. That's like not a thing. God, fuck the Constitution. Anyway, licensing requirements for purchasing an assault weapon, God forbid. Criminal penalties for negligent storage of firearms in home, God forbid we push that. Low mens rea standard for straw purchasing and trafficking firearms. Which, by the way, every single one of these is a good thing. I'm gonna retweet this. Hold on.